Welcome, and so glad you could join us. I'm your host, Jimmy Kanasha, and today our guests are from an organization, a youth-based organization called Youth Entrepreneurs Association of Zambia. And they're actually on my right hand side, and on my immediate right is, may I say Miss?
Yes.
Miss Rachel Malambo, who's the Vice President of the Youth Entrepreneurs Association of Zambia, and on my far right is the Association President, Mr. MBUYOTI CHOLA, who is the President. Welcome, it's good to have you on the program.
Thanks for having us.
Indeed. And happy 2021. Welcome, welcome to the new year.
New normal year.
Hopefully, I know we keep hearing of businesses almost going to shut down and already people getting affected by the current COVID challenge. And 2020 has been that kind of year, I must say. But first of all, before we get to understand, we get deep into COVID-19, let's also help our viewers understand what your association is about. What is the Youth Entrepreneurs Association of Zambia about? What is it?
Well, just from the name itself, Youth Entrepreneurs, I think it's an association born out of the need to promote youth entrepreneurship, knowing the fact that not just in Zambia but across Africa, the youths make up Zambia, the youths make up Africa, and marrying that with the fact that entrepreneurship is the backbone for the development of any economy and the growth of any economy. So if entrepreneurship is the backbone, and then the majority are young people, meaning we should have a lot of young people spearheading entrepreneurship in the country. And if we have young people spearheading entrepreneurship, we have majority of the people and the economy develops. So Youth Entrepreneurs Association of Zambia is, one, I have to emphasize, an autonomous national-wide organization that is non-profit making but self-sustainable, that's focused on youth entrepreneurship, enterprise education, and also promotion of entrepreneurship. So we make sure that young people are encouraged to build sustainable businesses, not just a business that's going to exist for another 6 months or another 1 year, but businesses that stay to also contribute to the economic growth and development in a sustainable manner.
Interesting.
So, to add on to what he's saying, we are an NGO. And then when people think about an NGO, the first thing they think about, they're looking for funding and sponsors and whatnot. But then what we're really trying to promote entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So we sustain ourselves. We find activities that can generate income for our activities, so that we can show youths out there that it's possible to fund your own business without looking for outside funding.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's that been going so far? And how long has the association been around?
It was founded in 1989.
Okay.
Under ILO program, International Labour Organization program called CELP, that was started to fight youth unemployment. So it started with a program that was targeting school leavers to train them, like the way students used to do when they went to school. So there was a program by ILO to, ILO is all about employment and labor issues. So they were trying to promote youth employment through the school leavers. Then as time went after that program, they realized, okay, it was not just school leavers that needed that. A lot of young people actually needed that, and that's how the association was born.
Okay.
Then fast forward, can you imagine 1989, But the time people that were running that, this time around, the grandpas and grandmas. So fast forward, then we took it up as well, and we started to run with it. And along the way, it has built itself with good associations and partnership, starting from actually one of the major relationships that we have is with Commonwealth Secretariat UK, that also really push the same agenda as we do, which is youth entrepreneurship and employment. So basically it's been in existence from 1989.
So that's about, what, 31 years now? Over 30 years?
Yeah, over 30 years.
Okay, very interesting. And I'm sure there have been a lot of benefits so far. Let's talk about the current membership. I know every organization has people signing up. But what is the membership like so far?
So when you asked about how long we've been in existence for, as an organization, like every year or every after 2 years, we have different people in leadership with different with different ways of looking at how to run it.
Okay.
So this team has been doing this since last year.
Okay.
Yes.
12 months.
About 12
That
months.
was 6 months, right? That was maybe.
Because that was like mid.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
So since then we've had a lot of interest. Like we've had from the general public. It's been overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
We thought most Zambians want to look for funding when they come to organizations like ours.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, people want skills. So most of the people that are actually applying to become members are looking for ways of getting skills so they can either start their businesses or run their already existing businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, membership is quite good.
Mm-hmm.
We are based here in Lusaka, but then it's a countrywide program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Yeah.
So now, I'm glad you've actually established that factor, but also I know you've also been working on, I believe, a business forum. Tell us a bit about the business forum itself. What is this business forum for? Is it to inspire people? What is it about?
Okay. So 2020 came with a lot of challenges.
It did.
Unexpected challenges.
Mm-hmm.
The main one, obviously, being the COVID issue.
Yes.
A lot of businesses closed down. People didn't know how to go about it. There were all these restrictions that came about
Mm-hmm.
that made business almost impossible for most people.
Yes.
So now we're thinking there's a new wave that has come up now.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2020 to show us how bad things can actually get with this whole issue that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
What do we focus on in 2021? How do we navigate the waters in 2021 with this issue that's there? Already even before COVID, people didn't know how to go about running their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's already that challenge. So what do we focus on in 2021?
Mm-hmm.
So the event we're having tomorrow is meant to not really inspire.
Mm-hmm.
There will be some inspiration, yes, but then I don't know what word to use.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just learning, it's not just inspiring, but then we want to help people find ways of going through this
Mm-hmm.
the second time in a better way. Find opportunities
Mm-hmm.
in the same problem that we're having. Still not just survive, but actually thrive.
Okay, so you're going to stimulate. Anyway, let's just leave it at stimulate. Yeah. Maybe you wanted to say something.
Yeah, just to add,
Mm.
I think from our theme,
Mhm.
what is saying, entrepreneurship establishment in the times of economic recovery.
Yeah.
So yes, we had 2020, then we have 2021.
Mm-hmm.
There's still COVID. So what?
Mhm.
Are you going to close down?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you close down, how many people are going to suffer?
Mm-hmm.
We've got a guy in Gatete running a business that's employing 5 people. We've got a
Mhm.
guy in Mumbwa. We've got a guy in Solwezi. So if all these people shut down,
Mhm.
we're all affected as a country.
Yeah.
But we believe that entrepreneurship is what can save the economy, even amid the storms. A very odd belief that actually times like this are the best times for entrepreneurs. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but actually the best times for entrepreneurs only if entrepreneurs knew how to navigate through the waters in the storm. So we have a crisis, we've got the pandemic, and then how do you establish yourself? Every entrepreneur will tell you problems in entrepreneurship equal opportunities. So we've got a challenge, and this is the best time for actually for entrepreneurs to establish the entrepreneur and the innovation to serve the world. So we're looking at how will these guys actually do this, and that's why we put quite a number of different speakers from different backgrounds. And by the way, all the speakers that we've picked have been deliberately picked because they managed to survive the 2020 pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Their businesses are still running. Some of them actually started probably 2 years before 2020 and are still going on forward. So I want to share those insights. How did they manage to thrive during that period, and how will the other people that are still existing now and wanting to start now be able to thrive?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, we launched a business the midst the storm last year in March.
Mm-hmm.
That we started. It's called Multi Solutions for Africa.
Yes.
So how do you just start a business while there's a storm? You don't got the
Mhm.
opportunity part of it. So
Yeah.
that's, I think, really what that summit is going to be focusing on.
Interesting. So, let's also talk about, we're still on the forum itself this time. Why should we, what value, you've already touched on it, but what is the value, what value are you attaching to this forum? What should people really benefit from it? And also, how is it going to help the young people out there? How is it helping the youth, especially? The young people who are looking to get into the business industry, like you say, the entrepreneurs, you know, I'm just going to start, and, you know, how does this help me, this forum? How does it encourage me? I'll start with you, Rachel, maybe.
Okay. So one of the problems that people face is it's not really how do I do this, how much money do I need to start or run this. It's about your mindset, like how you think. And one of the speakers tomorrow will be talking about changing mindsets. So if I was raised in a home that promoted me positive thinking, being intentional about stuff, positive living, I would be able to probably deal with my businesses better in the future as an adult, save better, have better time management, which are things that we are lacking as Zambians. And we are adults now, and we're trying to have values that we should have had from the time that we were actually born. There are old people that are like in their 60s, like the founder of KFC. I love giving this example. The founder of KFC, who started his business in his 60s, founded KFC in his 60s, and it's doing really well. It's a worldwide company right now. That doesn't mean he had a better background than we do right now, but then because he started to change his focus, well, as an adult. So they say things like, in your 20s, you're worried about your image, how you look, which is usually true. When you reach maybe like your late 30s, 40s, you stop worrying about them so much and you're concentrating on, okay, what value am I giving? I'm leaving this earth in a few years and stuff. Like you stop caring about what people think, the optics and whatnot. Why not think about it while you're in your 20s? So I know this is where I'm at right now. I'm worried about what people think about me and how I look. But when I turn 30 or 40, that's going to change. Why not change now? So if you're able to think in those lines, you're actually investing in yourself.
Interesting.
So if you start thinking in those lines now, when you're 30, you'll probably be doing better than the guys that will be thinking about that then.
Yeah. So you stop worrying about designer clothes, blue shoes. Okay, very interesting. Now, MBUYOTI, just give us a brief listing of who the speakers are expected to be at this forum.
Okay. So we have Maria Zolomis, the famous research farmer, CEO of Tunzini Farms, with a background of nursing, but well, farming. Which is another interesting story why maybe someone needs to attend. So you need to learn that sometimes it's not really what skill you have and just stick to it. So if you've done IT, say I can't do another business apart from IT. So we have to learn. If we're going to the new normal, then maybe we need to diversify. So young people need to be looking forward to diversification. We've got also got Fumbeshi, Nkonde Fumbeshi, who is CEO of Money FM, a lady with background also in, actually she's alluded to about a few weeks ago. So she her station actually I think started, if not a year before 2020, and actually I thought, I gave my fingers crossed, like 2020 is here, this is a startup radio station, then we just go down. Okay, there she is, the station is doing fine. What are we going to learn from her? How did she manage to navigate through 2020 with a startup radio station that is still thriving, as she said? So we're there to learn. I don't like to say get motivation, because motivation, it's fair to say motivation is like cheap, it's not cheap talk, but you listen and pack. But we need to get some form of yardstick to navigate through 2021. Yeah. And we've got Chafet Mesa, who is CEO of the famous e-commerce expo, which happens every year, and That's, for me, it seems like the spotlight's there because this is 2020. The new normal may mean everyone going digital. So how do we harness e-commerce in the new normal? And also have Daniel Cavani, who is going to be there. Daniel is another interesting guy who. He's a doctor, medical doctor, but this is a guy that actually runs a business development company, and which also been thriving and been doing good. Or on the other side of it, also motivates other young people to actually run business. So these are all guys that have tried to, not tried, they've managed to survive the 2020 storm, and they're very hopeful for 2021 because they identify the opportunities. And last but not the least, we have David. David is a guy both in media and also has got the farming aspect of him. So there's really a lot that people have to expect. For us, we're not just looking at another seminar where you get motivated. I think it's long gone for young people to get motivated. How long will you be motivated? So the key thing is learn and network. We'll have to say learn, network, and grow. So you're going to learn, you're going to network, and when you network, you grow. Let's say your network is probably the background of your networking. So when you network from people that like there, you begin to make connection to the right people. You may need to connect with Zolomis and understand how did she manage that to be amongst. Actually, she's one of the youngest female entrepreneurs in Zambia. How did she manage to get from there, from nursing? So, like she said, there's a mindset shift that has to occur as well. With the coming of the pandemic, people really have to restructure themselves. If you're going to stay rigid as an entrepreneur, you're going to die. I don't mean die like that. Your business is going to go out of business. So there's need for restructuring, embrace change, and move with change with the same business. So you may need to, if you never did any tech, you may need to go digital, or if the way you delivered product to services may change because of the new. So we're going to also look at all these other things in that seminar.
All right. I'm looking forward to actually being a part of it. I will be a part of it. But definitely I hope people get to learn a thing or two from there. I believe there are charges attached to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we'll explain the charges, probably get to the page. But how do we get in touch with you people for this?
So you can, like you said, our page, our contact details are there. You can reach out to Mwangala, or our posters have Mwangala's number.
Okay.
Yes. So you can reach out to us through Mwangala and our Facebook page.
Interesting. I think we've gotten much information, but we'll leave most of it. This is what you call gyonko when you're selling chikanda. That's entrepreneurship. But definitely, if you want to get the whole gist, definitely you need to be there, and hopefully you get to see some of the footage later on. And thank you so much, guys, for coming through today.
Thanks for having us.
All right. So that was Mr. MBUYOTI CHOLA, who's the president of the Youth Entrepreneurs Association of Zambia, with the vice president herself, Miss Rachel Malambo. And definitely they've been organizing this business forum. And if you're young, you're looking to start a business, this is your opportunity to get there and actually just, learn a thing or two. We'll see you there. I'm Jimmy Kanasha. Thank you for watching. See you later. And stay COVID free.